Welcome to Jets Game Day presented by Audi. Here's your host, Eric Allen.
Jets are staying on the road this weekend as they'll face the Tennessee Titans in the Music City. I'm feeling at home, though. I got Bart Scott and Brian Baldinger here in the studio. 3 games in 10 days for the Jets to start the season. It would be big if they could get a victory heading into their home opener.
There's no question about it. I mean, you want a bounce-back game on a short week right now. Get back to feeling good. Get back to feeling right. Get back to the football you know you're capable of playing.
An AFC opponent, right? These usually count for 1.5. Being able to go on the road and try and secure a victory on the road before you come home for a little home cooking. The Tennessee Titans are primed, and it's a good opponent for the Jets to have. It's what they need right now. You build that confidence.
All right, let's get in the film right now. We're presented by Moody's. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers in his Jets debut here in 2024. 13 of 21. He did have a scoring pass. I thought at times he looked like vintage Rodgers.
I thought so too. And you watch him right here just manipulating the 49ers defense. He's reading what the defense is doing. The 49ers are playing with Aaron. Now they're up in a press man situation. Aaron reads it. He gets everybody lined up, and he wants his favorite target, Garrett Wilson, right here on this spray fade. And look, the defender's blind right here, Bart. Like, you just throw the ball and put it up and let Garrett go adjust to it the way you know he can.
And one of those gotta-have-it moments, right? You always look for 5. You look at their communication and how they've been able to really get some chemistry during camp. Seeing that, we know if the defender's over the top, I'm going to throw a back shoulder. If the defender's trailing underneath, keep going and hit your head on the goalpost, young fella.
Baldy, it was so impressive on that first half scoring drive. 3 third-down conversions from 8 to 5, Rodgers to Wilson.
Well, that's what you want in your number one receiver. There's a trust that he has. If you watch this play right here, like this is just a high-low concept right here, and Garrett's in the slot right on the 50-yard line right there. Aaron reads it. He's going to adjust it. He's going to make sure everybody understands the route, how he wants to attack this coverage right here, and he gives them all the route that he wants. And so he's getting it on the outside. Here's the curl right there. You just throw that right behind the underneath curl defender in front of the safety. It's pitch and catch to Aaron to his favorite receiver.
High-low concept. Garrett Wilson understands where the sticks are. He gets to the sticks understanding that he's going to press that safety to make him think he's going deep. He makes him flat-footed. Puts those air brakes on and makes the play.
I love his versatility because you can line them up outside the numbers. You can put them inside.
Put them wherever you want to put them.
All right, so the Jets defense, they are in bounce-back mode. Will Levis, the opposing quarterback, making his 11th start for the Titans. What do you see from him on film?
Well, he's an imposing physical specimen. He's built like a block of granite. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he's got a true number 1 wide receiver in Calvin Ridley. On this 3rd and 15 right here, Calvin Ridley is going to run this curl right into the zone, and you watch this. The throw, the rocket throw right there beats the zone coverage. And that's kind of what you want. That's what they saw. That's why they drafted him. And he makes those kind of throws from time to time.
But what Will Levis doesn't understand, sometimes you have death by 1,000 paper cuts, and he's always looking for the big play, so you want to bait him to that. Sometimes he's not consistent with his decision-making, and that's, not uncommon for a young football player.
Hey, if the Jets can get pressure on Levis, they'll have an opportunity to get some takeaways.
Well, you watch this play. This play changed the whole game last Sunday because Will Levis is just only trying to rescue the play, save a sack, because there's pressure coming right here from the Bears. And he feels the pressure, and he does this. He's trying to throw this ball away, and instead he's giving it to Tyreek Stevenson, who takes it to the house. And you can't afford those kind of mistakes. They probably win the game if he doesn't make that error right there. But he's capable of making that error under pressure.
You heard Coach Callahan said we probably could have punted the ball on 1st down and won the game. So I wonder if that's going to make him reluctant to be aggressive down the field, because sometimes you get those special plays, but they backfire you. And sometimes young players don't know when it's time to just give up and the defense has won.
All right, good start, gentlemen. Coming up, we're going to put Alan Lazard under the Jet spotlight.
Brought to you by Moody's, proud partner of the New York Jets. Welcome back to Jets Game Day, presented by Audi.
Slot right, Lazard. They're going to get a free play. Fires one up the right seam for Lazard. He's got it at the 5 into the end zone. That's a Jet touchdown.
Wow.
Rodgers is the master at it, and a touchdown by Lazard. Here is one for a touchdown to Lazard, his 2nd of the night.
How nice was it for you personally to start the season off on a high note?
Yeah, it was great to be productive and, kind of help the offense get things rolling and stuff. But at the end of the day, as much as individual success I did have, what I care about the most is the team success. And we came short of our goal. We got to learn from it and move on.
Is it nice for you, like on a small note, to be the one to catch Aaron Rodgers' first touchdown pass as a Jet?
Yeah, it definitely, it was something I was looking forward to. It was a goal of mine. It's not something I can really control from that standpoint. But, I'm one people who've caught a pass from him as a Packers and a Jet. And I caught his last touchdown as a Packer and his first one as a Jet. So,
Full circle moment there.
Yeah, so there's been a few big catches that I've had, whether they've been touchdowns or not, throughout the years. And that's definitely one I'll remember.
What was last year like for you from your perspective?
Yeah, last year was tough. Losing sucks. There's no way to kind of dress it up any better than what it was, and to not be able to perform the way that I know I was capable of, and bringing my full potential to help the team be successful was a letdown of myself. But last year's last year, and this year's a whole new year, whole new season, and I'm looking forward of continuing building off the success I had last night.
How would you describe just your approach throughout the offseason leading through to what happened last Monday night?
Yeah, just after last season, everything, my biggest thing going into this year was just being healthy and having relit that fire that I once had, especially being an undrafted free agent, being cut twice, and kind of having to work my way up to where I am now, this being my 7th year in the league and everything. I just wanted to come out here and prove myself again, not necessarily to anyone else, but to myself, of just knowing that, I belong in this league, I belong on this team, and I can be a foundation to the success that we have here for a long time.
From a player's perspective, how do you make sure that what happened week 1 doesn't permeate its way and bleed over in a short week to the Tennessee Titans in week 2?
Yeah, you just got to focus on your mistakes. If we didn't block the right guy or didn't run the right route, why is it? Why did we do that? And how can we fix that? Yeah, it's a long season and everything, and we made some mistakes out there. I thought we played really hard, and I think that's something that we can really hang our hat on, is that if we keep that effort and focus and playing for each other that way, then the wins will come.
Hearing you talk, Coach Saleh, all the players, even post-game, you get the sense that really players are not concerned inside the locker room. What gives you the confidence that this team can get things fixed and meet the expectations, which are kind of unsaid, but also everyone knows what's at stake?
Yeah, I think just the confidence comes from the fact that we've been doing it repeatedly throughout camp. And we showed a glimpse of it last year as well, and just knowing the talent that we have in that locker room of what we can fully potentially do. So the biggest thing, I think, in most sports, especially football, is, from the first to second game, is the adjustments that you make and the progress that you're able to withstand and to bring into the next week.
I just wanted to wrap up with this, circling back to something you said about trying to find the fire again as a former undrafted free agent who's been cut twice. How do you go about that? Is it just a reflection? Are you watching film? Are you just, how do you process and relight that flame to where you're leading the team in receiving yards week 1 and 2 touchdowns?
It was more so just a mental focus. It was decluttering my life as far as not being as busy with outside activities, off the field activities, whether it's been, for leisure or for business, and just really kind of just focus and manifest what it is that I want this year to become. Yeah, it was just my focus of being able to come back this year and really showcase this organization, that, my value and what I can bring to the team, and to be that foundation to the success that we have for a long time here.
Well, you certainly started the 2024 season off on the right foot. Appreciate the time, Alan.
Absolutely, thank you.
This exclusive interview was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit AudiOffers.com for more information.
All right, gentlemen, 6 catches for 89 yards. Alan Lazard. Yeah. in week 1, 2 touchdowns, but take us through perhaps what I thought was Aaron Rodgers' most impressive throw of the evening.
They have a great connection, Rodgers and Lazard, and it was on display. You watch right here, the corner's playing inside leverage right here on this play, and Aaron Rodgers sees it, and the safety's in the middle of the field, and so now he just throws this dart right past the corner because he's playing blind. And so really, Lazard sees it the whole way. It was a great throw, in stride right there, big gain, first down. That's the kind of connection those two have.
Well, that's pitch and catch, right? You talk about these guys played together for a long time, and their chemistry and their bond really showed up in this game.
Coming up, we're going to find out what Jets players and coaches are saying about this weekend's matchup against the Tennessee Titans.
You are watching Jets Game Day, presented by Audi. After an uncharacteristic defensive performance against the 49ers, the Jets are looking to rebound against the Tennessee Titans in Week 2, and head coach Robert Saleh was not concerned by the performance last week.
It's not that I was bothered. It was a little surprising because we pride ourselves on discipline and doing our jobs, and I felt like we kind of got a little out of whack in that regard. Not going to get into specific details that we need to get fixed, but at the same time, I just know that we're capable of much more.
The Jets defense allowed 401 total yards in Week 1. 147 of those yards went to running back Jordan Mason, which is more than any running back had against the Jets last season. Pass rusher Jermaine Johnson is confident in the group's ability to improve in Week 2.
Credit to them. They have very talented players on that side of the ball, but all those things, those are all scheme and technique things. It's not a lack of talent. And that's why I say I'm very confident, because the character of guys we have in this locker room, character of myself, I get to watch film. I understand what I can fix, what I can do better to make sure that's put to bed.
The Jets' run defense will continue to be in focus this week. The Titans signed Tony Pollard in March after 5 seasons with the Cowboys and have running back Tajay Spears. Tennessee ran for 140 yards and 1 touchdown last week in their 24-17 loss in Chicago.
Tony Pollard, we played him last year. He's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just him. They got Tajay Spears. I believe I played him in college. If he's the one that went to Tulane, I want to say. So they got 2 pretty good backs, who are very agile, who can put the ball on the ground and run the ball, and very explosive, have great contact balance and stuff like that. But we're just going to keep working.
The Titans also have a talented receivers room that includes 3-time All-Pro DeAndre Hopkins and 2 newcomers with Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd. Similar to the message Robert Saleh emphasized, defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich is expecting one thing from his defense.
A response. A response to what happened, and our standard be revealed. And it's really our style of play more than anything. I think sometimes when you get so hyper-focused on results that things can go sideways. Just hyper-focused on playing our style of football and let everything take care of itself. At the end of the day, and I've said this before, it's about winning games, and we got to do whatever it takes to win this game. That ultimately is the best defense in the league, the one that carries that trophy at the end of the season. So we got to get back to that.
Gentlemen, let's get into our great debate presented by HCL Tech. Which Jet is set up for a rebound performance this week against the Titans, Bart?
He's got to be the linebacker core. And I say core because I'm speaking directly to CJ and I'm speaking directly to Quincy. I mean, you have to, I didn't recognize those players in the game. And you, as a linebacker, you have to take it personal whenever a running back goes for over 100 yards, especially a running back that you had to look into the game plan and figure out where he came from and who he was.
Bart, you're speaking like a true linebacker. But I think the group in front of them, like the entire defensive line, like the resources that the Jets have put into the defense line, they have 5 former #1 draft picks. And I thought the pass rush wasn't there, didn't affect Brock Purdy enough. The run defense always starts with your front, being able to protect those linebackers. So I think really not just one guy on that defensive line. I think it's the whole group. I mean, you got to count. They're 8 deep there. They've got to play better as a group this week.
So for you guys, it's all about levels. Bart is taking the linebackers. You are taking the defensive line, Baldy. What about the matchup that these guys are going to be facing? What is Tennessee going to do differently with a young quarterback? Because for my money, San Francisco has the best talent offensively in the National Football League.
But Tennessee has the best line coach, and I believe maybe ever in the NFL. Wherever he goes, the running game follows, and he's going to take that blueprint. And in the NFL, if you don't fix it, you're going to continue to see it.
You know, last week I thought Tony Pollard played really well.
Yep.
You know, and so you look at what they did. You talk about, you know, Bill Callahan. He's got a rookie left tackle. He's got a new center, a young left guard. But the one thing Bill Callahan can do is he can get those guys to play together where they're not making mistakes and mental errors up front. And so I saw that. I saw some movement. Pollard busted a big run for a touchdown against the Bears defense because they blocked him up. And so they've got some talented young players, especially on the left side, that they're going to have to deal with.
Pollard can get loose against them. He's different from the kid that they faced with San Francisco. He has home run ability.
I think the Jets are going to be the ones swinging for the fences on Sunday. Coming up, game day predictions from Baldy and Bart.
This was presented by the official digital transformation partner of the New York Jets, HCL Tech, supercharging progress. Get 100% verified tickets to every upcoming game at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Jets and the NFL.
Gentlemen, are you ready for predictions?
Yeah, why not? Come on, let's do it.
Born ready.
Are you sure? Because last week you went 1 of 5. You know that?
I went 1 of 5.
1 of 5.
Disrespectful. Why you have to bring up our business in front of everybody?
Hey, Bart's going to have a bounce back week.
Okay, let's start it right here. Garrett Wilson will have more catches than Calvin Ridley.
True. I'm going to go with that. I think it's going to be a concerted effort, and I think the Jets are going to be on the field a lot longer than 40 to 50 snaps. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to continue to move the ball. And if he does that, that means more attempts for Garrett Wilson.
You know, I'm interested to see if L.J. Snead travels with Garrett Wilson. He's a big free agent signing. He's a guy that loves to win at the line of scrimmage. I think Garrett's going to see a lot of L.J., which, look, I have all the confidence in the world that Garrett can win that matchup, but that's going to be fun to watch.
But I love the fact that you can just, what the Jets did with Garrett in game 1, put him in the slot. And if they catch him in the zone, then now you're able to get him matched up against in favorable matchups.
The ground game is going to be so important for both squads. Tony Pollard will have more yards on the ground than Breece Hall. What do you say?
I say no way. I mean, I think this is a bounce back game for Breece as well. I think he had one good run the whole day the other day, plus a touchdown run. But that's not Breece Hall. And they didn't do a good job up front. I expect the offensive line to play much better. They're going against some really talented guys on the defensive front. But you get Breece into the alley, like he's as good as there is in his business, and I think you're going to see that on Sunday.
I agree with that assessment. How about the Jets are going to be 2-1 by Friday morning?
I mean, I think it has to be, right? Because I think if this team wants to go where they need to go, they need to make sure that they run off these games early on against opponents that they should be, in favorable matchups in. If they're not 4-1 going into, week 6 against the Buffalo Bills, I'll be highly disappointed, and I might just retire.
We don't want you to retire. You're not going to do that to us.
Just out of frustration.
I need it.
How about Will Levis against the Jets defense? He will have fewer than 200 yards passing.
I think so. I think so. Because I think they have, look, Calvin Ridley is a legit receiver. I didn't see anything from DeAndre Hopkins. The tight end caught a big touchdown pass from him. But I think this Jets secondary can play much, much better than we saw against San Francisco, and I think you'll see that.
Final thoughts here. It's a short week. Tennessee is in the first year of the program. Brian Callahan, head coach. They had a 17-0 lead themselves last week. We were unable to secure victory on the road. You know they're going to be pumped for this game.
Yeah, I mean, home opener, they're going to be excited. They think that they let one get away from them last week, so they're going to be motivated. And, only one team is going to leave out of that stadium happy. And the Jets, if they want it to be them, it's going to have to bring their lunch pail and physicality.
How about Rodgers making his second start?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's going to look at a defense that's just new coordinator, new system. Like, I think he's going to be a little more advanced than he was last Monday. Not that he was bad, but I think, the key for this team is to stay on the field, get into their game plan, let Aaron pick them apart by staying on the field. They need to convert first downs, stay on the field, and if they can do that, the longer they're out there, the more success they're going to have.
And this defense has to realize that, success and reputation is leased, not owned.
Mm-hmm. All right, will Aaron Rodgers and the Jets be singing a favorable tune in the Music City? We're about to find out.